Victorian Christmas here in beautiful Nevada City. My name is Chris Quant, welcoming you to Nevada County Media's broadcast from the Victorian Christmas here in Nevada City. I'm joined by my wife, Emily, same last name, Quant. Emily, how are you?
Gold.
Yes. You don't know it, but this is how she normally dresses. I had to dress up, but she normally dresses like this. So, no, we are loving being able to dress up here. We've come here for many, many years now. When the kids were little, our boys are here with us. They're out running around somewhere. Strangely enough, they did not come in costume. They said, no, we'll hang with our sweatpants and sweatshirts and Crocs and go from there. So
They hate costumes.
But we were all in, and it's been fun to get the looks as we've been walking up the street. And I got to tell you, with parking and everything, and we highly recommend, if you haven't found parking, there's a shuttle. I was going to say free shuttle. It was free for us because we were dressed in costume.
Come in costume because it'll get you a free shuttle ride.
Apparently it gets you a free shuttle ride, but there is a lot of stuff to do here. So we are so happy to be here on behalf of Nevada County Media here, just hosting away for you. We're going to have some special guests that are going to join us. I hear some of the cast from Scrooge that is running here right across the street from where we are at the Nevada Theater are going to be joining us a little bit later. But we want to let you know that we are at the broadcast truck here, and this was graciously provided by the Nevada County Library and Nevada County itself. And so that really allows us, Nevada County Media, to come out to different events and broadcast from here. So if you're looking for somebody to come out and broadcast, or you want to look for some information on that, go ahead and contact them. The phone number is here. We might be able to put that up on the screen as well. You can also just Google Nevada County Media. Special thanks to Ramona for setting this all up and kind of running point on the floor here and lining up some guests. So we're happy. So I'm doing a lot of talking here. I'd like to hear a little bit from you. One thing that you are very proud of is you just fashioned that hat randomly.
I made this
today.
hat just today.
You're just like, I gotta have a hat for this.
I knew it was going to be too cold because it's quite chilly. So I have 2 pairs of gloves and all the fun things. But my head gets cold and my ears get cold. So
yeah,
I made a hat.
Yeah.
And I have just randomly collected some feathers this week. I've found these feathers. I don't know where I found them, but here they are.
They were laying around the house, and so apparently they found.
I knew I needed those feathers.
Absolutely, absolutely. So this has been a really great time just to be here. Remember to wear your gloves, bundle up. It is, if you're watching and you're thinking, I'm going to come here, I'm going to come out. You can obviously probably see our breath here, but bundle up, grab some gloves, grab that scarf, grab some warm shoes, maybe an extra layer of socks as you're coming up here. But Emily, babe, hun, whatever I call you here, as we're reflecting on Christmas, growing up in the foothills here, what's one of your favorite memories growing up in the foothills, being a kid of the foothills, growing up in this area?
Just a memory or a Christmas I'm going to go with a Christmas memory.
Let's do a Christmas memory. Did I not say Christmas memory? I felt like I did, but maybe
okay.
I didn't.
I'll go with Christmas.
Okay.
I read your mind.
That's what 17 years of marriage will do, by the way.
It'll happen.
She'll just fill in the blanks.
Favorite Christmas memory that immediately comes to mind is cutting down our Christmas trees. Living in the foothills is fantastic for just going and trooping around the forest to find Christmas trees and chop them down yourselves. Really, really fun. And we always used to go cut our trees down, and now we do it with our kids.
Absolutely. Now, you are one of 8 children.
Truth.
That's a big troop. So did you guys have any family traditions that you would do? Cutting the tree down is one when it came to Christmas. Also, a very big family. You have a lot of extended family as well, cousins and whatnot.
We have a lot of things that we do every year, massive amounts. We were big crafters, thus knowing how to make a hat. We would come to events like this and actually get tons of ideas and go home and make the ideas. We did ornament making almost every year. We have done so many things. Heavy crafting going on. There's 4 girls and 4 boys, so us girls were always crafting everything. And Christmas traditions?
Did you guys put on any plays or create any costumes or make any costumes yourself? Like, would your family actually? I don't see your family actually participating in something like this. Is that something that you would do?
Well, the boys hated doing any costumes, like our boys subsequently have, and but the girls we were always down for some good costuming. So yes,
Yeah.
and plays. We could always find one or two guys to put the plays on. I usually did like the music and the production, directing. I was the oldest of a big passel of kids, and so that was definitely, I was background, and the kids were up doing the little ones.
Yeah, fantastic. I think actually we have some karaoke going on. We've got some music that's kicking off here down the street. We're right off of Broad Street here, right across from the Nevada Theater. It's a beautiful location. People are walking up and down, having a great time. All the vendors are out there. You can smell the food before you can see it, and that is one of the great things.
The popcorn.
Absolutely.
The kettle corn here is on point every single year. Definitely come, if nothing else, for the popcorn and the mulled wine, the hot mulled wine.
Yeah, we saw the mulled wine coming up there. That'll warm up your toes. So and just kind of what's going on today, December 7th. We've got the schedule here for folks that are wondering what's going on. All day happening are the walking Christmas tree and toy soldier. We actually, I don't know if you saw, we saw the walking Christmas tree.
He's really cute.
Walking through. So a ton of people getting pictures with a walking Christmas tree. So
and he looks a little Grinchy.
Yeah.
He's a little bit Dr. Seussy.
A little Dr. Seuss, yeah, because
really
the top of the tree kind of bends forward like that very Dr. Seuss feel. But it's lit up, so like the Christmas lights are working.
You'll see a picture of us later with it.
You can't miss it.
We'll have to get a picture.
Yeah, so they'll be strolling all around here. We'll keep an eye. Maybe, I don't know, maybe if they walk by, maybe we'll see if we can get them to come in and maybe just replace this tree. Maybe they just can stand behind us and wave and say hello. The Rolodex Princes costume stroller spreading cheer, so they might be, keep an eye out for some princes out around here, and maybe we'll have some folks that we can take pictures with.
Princess.
Oh, it's princess.
It's the princess.
Reading would be good. Yeah. I was like, princes. That's interesting. Princes
it's
rolling
not
around here.
Princes. It's a single princess.
They seem to be lost. All right. All day happening. Enzo, the Victorian clown, is strolling.
He looked like a lot of fun.
Did you see him?
Yeah.
Oh, I missed him.
Yeah, he looks amazing.
They are right around here.
He has really blue hair. I love his hair.
Okay, I missed him, so we'll have to keep an eye out for Enzo. The Salvation Army brass band that's happening all day. That's going to be the top of Broad Street. So again, if you're looking around to see what's happening, he's got a lot of options going on. So not only food, not only crafts, but people you can take pictures with, listen to, observe. Make sure those phones are charged, people, is what I'm trying to say. Get those pictures in night mode and flash going on. The Village Festival Recorders, a recorder group in City Hall. I wonder how many recorders.
A recorder?
Did you ever have to play a recorder in school?
I played it because I love playing everything.
Yeah, you were homeschooled though. We had to play it.
I love all sorts of
You played
playing.
the piano though too.
Playing.
Fantastic.
What time is that? What time are the recorders?
It says the recorders are from, that's a great call out there. That is
the
from...
recorder is from 6 to 7. No.
I just lost
5
where
to
they're
6.
at. 5 to 6. Okay, so it's getting close. We might be done there. So
maybe it'll happen on a different day
all right,
too.
from 5 to 9 is Brandon Daniels guitar and caroling in the food court. So just follow your nose to the food court.
It smells good.
And you'll have some time to do there. Yep. And the Sometimes Singers, they're going to be strolling all around from 6 to 7. So those will be kicking off here pretty quick. So like we said, a ton of stuff to do. We've got more stuff for you. We're going to take a commercial right now. We actually have our first guest lined up. He's not Grinchy, but he might be a little Scroogey. So let's go ahead and take our commercial. We'll be right back with our guest. Let's say Scrooge. We'll be right back. And welcome back to the Nevada County Media Broadcast, coming to you live here from the Victorian Christmas here in Nevada City. As you can see, I've had some friends join me while we've been out at commercial, so thank you. you can kind of hear what we have going on here. We are going to be talking to not only the man himself, Scrooge, but we also have the cast from Scrooge here playing literally right across the street from where we're at right now at the Nevada Theater. This is Legacy Productions present in association with the Nevada Theater. Scrooge. Roger Hoopman as Scrooge. I don't know which one you want to be right now. You can be either Scrooge or Roger. Can put that mic up there so just so the fine people can hear you there, Scrooge. And hey, welcome here to the broadcast. We're so glad to have you here.
Coverage for Victorian Christmas and the show. So very happy to do it.
Now tell me a little bit. Now before we get to you, I want these fine people around me. Now your name is?
Kat,
and you didn't just happen to be randomly here. You're in the show as well, right?
I am, yeah. I'm Mrs. Fezziwig, a mission lady, and Mrs. Dilber, who's one of the robbers.
And she's also the choreographer.
Oh, fantastic. Also the choreographer. I can hear Mrs. Delber being, we'll get into that in a little bit. I can hear that being yelled. And your name is?
I'm Lexi.
Lexi, okay. And what do you play in the show?
I play Belle, which is Ebenezer's fiance from the past.
Fantastic, which means you have a fantastic song. Now, I know a little bit about the show. You guys will find out about that here in a minute. But you have some great stuff. Any favorite memories from the show so far? Is this your first year doing it?
This is my 5th year.
5th year? Okay, so you know the show well. Okay, fantastic. Any favorite memories so far from the show?
Gosh, meeting everybody and getting to know the cast, and they basically become your family every year, and it's lovely.
It is a nice tradition, isn't it? Awesome. And then who do we have over here? Let's see if my mic will stretch all the way over here.
Chris Whitlock.
Hi, Chris. And are you in the show?
Yes.
Okay. And what do you play?
I play a mission lady, and I play the charwoman, and all kinds of choruses.
Oh, fantastic. We have and is there somebody there beside you as well?
She's my granddaughter.
Oh, she's not. She is your granddaughter. She's here too. Hi, granddaughter. How are you? Does she have a name? Heidi. Hello, Heidi. Thank you so much for joining us today. That's fantastic. Well, thank you all for stopping by and saying hello. So let's talk a little bit about the show. Roger, this is just something you put together yesterday, right?
No, this has been going on for a while. We first did it in 1978 at
No
Theater
kidding.
Cal Expo.
Okay.
And we used a different musical score then, which is from the movie Scrooge with Albert Finney. But after doing it for 2 or 3 years, all of a sudden we started having royalties on it. So we wrote our own score. I wrote the lyrics, I adapted the book, and then a friend of mine, Rob Nabel, wrote the music.
Okay.
And so we've been working with basically 11 songs from the show for the last, I've been doing it for 44 years straight, and we've been using this version for the last 37, I think it is.
Okay, that's a long stretch.
Yeah.
How are you?
Makeup's a lot easier now.
It comes a little bit. Now, real quick, for folks that are interested, it's November 25th through December 24th, so right up till Christmas Eve.
Right.
That's fantastic. $22 in advance, $25 at the door, and there's reserved seating for $35.
Yeah.
Are those the prime seats right there, right up in front?
Right down front and center.
You can get the Christmas goose right,
Yep, that's
right in your
up
face.
close and personal.
People love the goose.
People love the goose. So I will tip my hand here. I actually have done the show with you. We did for a few years as well. I think probably 4 or 5.
Yeah.
I kind of was there as well. So we had a lot of fun.
Chris played. I told him before we started, we have the Undertakers, which are kind of comic relief in the second act. And he and another friend of mine, Chris,
Two Chris's,
did the 2 Undertakers, and they haven't been matched since. So.
It kind of got longer and longer every year. I remember one year you said, all right, guys, just kind of back it down a little bit, because you guys are all frozen in tableau. Like, you have to just, like, be the, Mrs. Dilba! I can still remember Warren shouting that out. But, yeah, it's like, guys, get on with it, because we're starting to freeze in place here.
Yeah.
So that's a lot of fun. Now, what got you into it in the first place, Roger?
Well, it was a friend of mine, Gary McFadden, and Gary was Mormon, so it was mostly a Mormon production. And he called me in, to do Scrooge, and then he and I did it together for like 7 or 8 years.
Okay.
And then he took it to Salt Lake City, and I stayed here and created my own version with the new lyrics, because I knew that it was going to start costing a lot of money for royalties. Yeah. So the only way that I could see sustaining it for a long period of time was to be able to control the costs.
Okay.
And so I've done it in co-production we did in Roseville for like 7 years. We did it at Chautauqua, two different runs there. Did it in Fairfield. Did it in Davis.
Okay.
Played in almost every theater in Sacramento.
Oh, I have
that
no
was
idea
available.
it's been that.
On the Delta King.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I remember hearing it about on the
Yeah.
Delta King. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I always, you mentioned Roseville. I always tell everybody, and you can correct me if I'm making this up, but wasn't Jonathan Taylor Thomas part of the cast at one point
He was
before
he was on
went?
the Delta King.
He was on the Delta
He did
King
when he
okay.
was 8.
Yeah. So he
was
played
8.
Tiny Tim,
Yeah,
didn't he?
and because the Delta King Theater was so small, we had a different set because we had to keep it at 8 feet.
Yeah. Okay.
And so we did it there for I think it was three years.
Okay.
And Jonathan Taylor Thomas was in
Okay.
the production there.
I was pretty sure I wasn't making that up.
No,
I thought we had talked
no.
about that, but yeah.
That was before he got what
Home
was the series?
Improvement.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Home Improvement.
before he went down
and then
for Home
he
Improvement.
but his mother made sure that he was
Yeah.
learning, and he had an uncle in the business.
Okay,
And so
okay.
that kind of helped him along.
Got
too.
him down there. a
And
little
he
bit
was
further.
very pleasant to work with.
Yeah.
Nice kid. Very professional.
Yeah.
But fun at
Okay.
the same time. So,
Yeah. That's my 6 degrees to Jonathan Taylor to JTT is that hey, we were both in the same show, not at the
Right.
same time, but that's fantastic. Now, when you started, did you have visions that you would be doing it for 40 plus years?
Absolutely not. It's always been a year-to-year thing. And as I get older, of course, it's even more a year-to-year thing. As long as I don't have some major, physical problem that I can't do it.
Sure.
I could do it in a wheelchair. I figured that out already. A period wheelchair.
Did you have to do it 1 year?
No.
Oh, okay.
I could. I figured that all out already. I mean, it progressed last year. I had 2 shoulder operations, both shoulders, and I couldn't get my coat on stage. So I had to come up with a new way of getting a coat on stage, and it was to turn it inside out, slide both arms in it, and then throw it over my head.
Okay.
And get it on because I couldn't
Sure,
get it
you can't
far
get the
enough.
shoulder
My
up.
shoulders
Yeah.
back far enough.
Oh my gosh.
So I'm able to adapt as time goes on. Like I say, the makeup's easier.
Yeah.
The wig is starting to wear out.
Yeah, that's not his real hair, by the way. That is a wig, so and it, well worn. I feel like that's the same wig when we were doing this.
This one probably is because
Okay.
I used one for about 20 years.
Okay. Yeah.
And then replaced it.
Okay.
And there's been nobody around that I can find that does that kind of work, so I found ways to fix it myself. That's what you do in the theater. Is if you can't find somebody else to do it, you do it. You find a way to do it yourself.
You get real creative.
Yeah.
So, any favorite memories doing the show? Now, how long have you been doing it?
This is my 5th year doing the show.
Okay, man, you guys are veterans.
Yeah.
Like you're not like.
I've been when Cassie and I joined it the same year, so she's like my sister.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome. So, any favorite memories or things that stand out?
My favorite memory is coming back to the show last year after the break from COVID and seeing how tall Sawyer got.
Oh my gosh, Sawyer.
He shot up he's like.
I'm guessing Tiny Tim. He was he tiny?
No, he's 14 now, and
He's like 6'5" at least.
He's about to turn 14, I think.
Yeah.
But he's like 6 foot.
He's
And
way
he
taller than
was-
6 foot.
Yeah.
He's like 6'5".
Yeah, no.
6'5", and
Yeah.
I remember meeting him when he was like this tall on me, and so like he just shot up one year, and then we come back and we're like, oh my god, are you sure you're still small?
We got creative during the COVID because we
gonna
couldn't
say,
do
yeah.
the full production. We did a radio
Oh,
version.
okay.
And it played on KNCO.
Okay.
And then we've got a lot of it on DVD.
Yeah.
DVD, CDs.
Yeah.
So it was
Wow.
that one year I didn't want to skip a year.
Uh-huh.
And nobody else. We had to use just a small number of people because we couldn't have that many people close together for COVID.
Yeah.
So we actually did it in a trailer home of a friend and set it all up, and would just have people come in one or two at a time.
No kidding.
Do the voice work, and then Les Solomon, our production manager, he put the whole thing together.
No
Really
kidding.
nice version.
Wow, that's awesome. And now,
Yeah.
like, kind of, maybe not on
It'll
purpose,
go
but
on
we
in
have,
history.
we have it
Yeah.
now actually recorded in a
Yeah.
really high production way. That's
Yeah.
fantastic. Actually, you were going to say something.
Oh, I forgot what I was going to say.
Oh, okay, never mind then. That's fine. That's all right. Now, talk to me, Roger, about one of the things that makes the show is all the elements that go into the show. So the set pieces that we have now, it's not a very complicated set, but are you still using this? Like those set pieces have a history to them, don't they?
Yep. Those set pieces go back to the original production 44 years ago.
Okay.
And they were. I worked at Sac City. I taught drama at Sac City at the
Okay.
time, and they were clearing out a bunch of flats. And so I said, "Well, I'll take them," you
Okay.
know. And then I had a very good designer designed them. We all kind of felt the same thing. We wanted it colorful, we wanted it light, and we wanted it so it could be moved around in pieces.
Yeah.
And so we took 50-year-old flats, and they're still alive 44 years later.
It's incredible.
So, yeah.
I remember setting those. You would drive the U-Haul in,
Yeah.
and we would set those things up, and everybody pitched in. That's the thing of doing live
in an
theater.
hour,
Yep, exactly. We'd zip them all down with the screw
Yeah.
guns, and then
Yeah.
when it was time to strike at the end, we'd all zip them all
Yep,
up and
that's
load them
what
back in
happens
the
back.
U-Haul.
Yep, that's exactly what goes on now.
U-Haul is community theater.
Yeah.
Like we are all, but like you said, it's like family, right? It's like people who you get to see every year. Now, are you okay staying? I know you guys. It's a little cold here, so we can cut to commercial. Or I've got some more questions. Are you guys good to hang for a little bit? Are we good? I'm just doing a temperature check because I don't want to keep.
They're young.
Okay.
They're sturdy and.
I'm the one that's freezing. Okay, maybe this is just for me. So, Roger, can you tell us a little bit? Now, you've had a long career in theater and film and whatnot. Can you tell us just a little bit about your career?
Yeah, I started off
off
right out of college when I got my degrees. I started off in television, doing television, and I worked for Channel 10. I worked for a radio station first, and then as a copywriter, and they wanted me to go into sales, and I said no. And so that's just not me.
Right.
So I said I got an interview with Channel 10, and I was creative director at Channel 10, which was then a CBS affiliate for about 7 years. And then I was at an ad agency at the same time, and I was married and had two sons. And so we from there, I was always doing theater on the side. And then I had a chance in the summer of '76 to start Chautauqua.
Okay.
1976, and that's been going strong ever since. Even though we were burned down by an arsonist in '83 from downtown, we moved into the La Sierra Community Center facility in '85, and been going strong ever since down there.
Yeah. Tell us a little bit about Chautauqua, your involvement there, and what's happening
I'm the producer. Warren Harrison is my co-producer, and he takes care of all of the businessy stuff, which is not my forte.
Yeah.
And together we run a full season of 7 shows. Runs from the end of August through the end of July, and then we have a children's season of 5 shows that run for 3 weekends each in conjunction with that. And we bring in all local talents, all local directors. We will periodically, I'm Actors Equity, and we'll bring in equity actors for certain gigs. I think we're going to do that for one of the next shows coming up.
Okay.
And so we try to do a really quality, sets, costumes, and make it as close to professional as we possibly can.
Yeah, fantastic. Now, you're not only producer, actor, director, writer as well. Have you written a few pieces?
I've written. I adapted the script for this, and then I've written 3 plays, 2 of which have been produced at Chautauqua.
Okay.
One we just did was called Deadlocked, which was a kind of a thriller, and then we did one called The Old Musketeers, which was 3 older actors
That's
who
the one I
were
was
coming
thinking
back.
of, yeah.
Coming back to the business after being basically in the movies, and then all the problems that as they're older are created by trying to learn lines, by having gas problems, by all the things that you can possibly imagine. As you're older, you realize that what do you do? How do you get around that?
Yeah,
So,
that wasn't a thing before. Well,
Yeah.
fantastic. Well, if you guys are okay sticking around for a little bit, maybe we'll hear a little bit from Scrooge. Maybe we hear some lines. I'd love to hear over the years maybe some memories that stood out for you doing the production of Scrooge. I'm sure you've got more than one. You've got a few. So we're going to cut to commercial here in a little bit, see what's going on around our area, and we will be right back in just a little bit. Welcome back to Nevada County Media's broadcast here from Victorian Christmas here in beautiful Nevada City. There is so much going on. My name is Chris Quant. I'm your host for this evening, and I am joined by the wonderful cast from Scrooge playing at the Nevada Theater right across the street here from us, and we are excited to have them here. So thanks again, you guys, for joining us. Now, before we went to break, Roger, you probably over the 44 years
Yeah,
that you've been doing
yeah.
it now? My goodness. Probably have some things that stand out during, and everybody wants to know, like, hey, what goofs or ad libs happen that stand out to you? But
Well, I remember one of the productions that we did it on at Sacramento Theater Company. This was early on in the run. And my son and another little girl played Wanton Ignorance, which we don't have in the current show.
yeah, okay,
So Christmas Present would walk over with his big robe, and there was a trap door, and then the kids would crawl up under his robe, and they would
fun.
grab onto his leg, and then he'd move around, and he would throw it open very dramatically. These children Wanton Ignorance. And the guy had terrible gas. And I can remember my son coming out, and if he was old enough, he probably would have sued me for child abuse. But he was only 5 at the time, so I was good. And we had a lot of people that we worked with. Kathy Rigby, the gymnast, and Peter Pan for 100 years.
Yeah.
She and her husband did the show for us one year
kidding.
down. She would just happen to be available in the holidays, and so we hired she and her husband Tom as equity actors to play Belle and young Scrooge.
Yeah.
And they were very nice, and she kind of used that. They've been running the La Mirada Theater down in Southern California now, and they take out touring groups. I mean, they have shows that they put together to tour. And so that was kind of his first foray, and she hadn't done much theater at the time.
No kidding.
So that was kind of a kickoff for her before she did Peter Pan and a lot of the other
no
things.
kidding.
So,
Oh my gosh, I'm running all
so
this.
I still have some contact. They'll email me and say, I've got this show that we'd like to tour up to Northern California. Can you tell us what theaters might be interested in it and that sort of thing?
Oh, fantastic.
So
obviously it's been in a lot of places. 44 years is a long time to do a production, finding different spots. Obviously the Nevada Theater, great spot. Love that you guys
absolutely the period, and in conjunction with the Victorian Christmas. I mean, it's just a perfect, it's a perfect match.
Yeah, it's I literally seen your picture hanging right outside the theater there. I was like, that's a really great, it totally fits in.
Yeah.
I mean, we could walk around in costume and really not be picked out at all.
Nobody's going to take a second look.
Yeah, that's fantastic. And speaking of that, the show is playing November 25th through December 24th at the Nevada Theater. $22 in advance, $25 at the door, $35 for reserved seating. Any meeting the cast there for that $35?
Well, we always come out. I mean, for everybody.
Okay.
We come out after the show and greet people in the lobby.
Yeah.
And it's nice feeling because you kind of get to meet, people get to talk to you and you get to talk to them firsthand. And it's the appreciation goes both ways.
Yeah.
We appreciate the audience and they appreciate it, what we've done. So.
Yeah. Is there any traditions that have come out of it as for you, for the cast, that especially being so close to Christmas, going all the way up to the 24th? Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
During our student matinees, we always get 2 particular questions, which is 1, how does Christmas present get on top of the bed? And B is, who is in the coffin? Because the coffin will open up. And it's always been a tradition to say Christmas magic to both of those questions. And it makes the kids go crazy.
Yeah.
My first year in this show, I started going around to all the cast members and getting double high fives and saying, "You got this," and it became a tradition that I do it before every show.
She does
now.
every performance.
Nice.
Even
That's
if I have to
fantastic.
put my cane down.
Yeah.
Or we do elbows or whatever.
Yeah, the dressing room, backstage in the wings tradition. Oh my gosh, that's fantastic. And it is Christmas. If you don't know what we're talking about, come see the show with the coffin popping up and open. That is fantastic. What's the name of that song again? I can't remember.
Good news.
That's good news for me. Good news for you. Yeah, that's fantastic. That was a fun one to perform.
It's our favorite.
Are all you guys in it?
Yeah, I think the whole cast is in Good News. It's the only one that everyone is in. Almost everyone is in 2 other songs, but Good News is everyone's favorite because it's just bouncy and fun, and
it's one of the times where we all get to truly feel happy, like we're dancing on somebody's grave in that song. You'd have to see it to believe it, but we're all so happy in the moment. I think it's one of our strongest numbers.
Yeah.
It really is. The show really builds up to that, and it's just a nice. It gets pretty heavy, and it's going to get a little heavy after that. But it's just kind of a nice moment for everybody to breathe, and just this nice comedic relief moment that you can kind of let go. And I believe you're off on the side, just observing the whole thing all the time.
The whole show. I don't leave the stage.
Yeah, that's
except
right.
at intermission.
Right. That's right.
I do want to point out too that Sue Legate is the director and the head of Legacy, and she just does an excellent job working with everybody, and all the problems that arise in a production she handles very well, and we
with
we
grace,
all love
I'm
her.
sure.
So,
yeah, that's fantastic. And been up here for 5 years?
6 years.
6 years.
There
now.
was the year we did the 1 year with when the COVID was really bad. That's when we did the radio production, but I count it. Because we did the show that year, but we only did it once, and it was recorded and edited and produced in a different way.
Okay, yeah, and I love it. We had to get creative. Like artists had to get creative during that point anyway. Yeah. And like I said, what a great option to have now, like permanently recorded there.
Right,
so Heidi, I'm seeing you out of the corner of my. Can you just say hello real quick? Can we just get a quick hello from you?
Hello.
How are you doing? Anything fun that you've seen today while you've been walking around the streets here in at the fair?
I've seen one of my friends from school, and I thought that was really funny. And also, and it's really cool seeing Scrooge.
Have you seen it?
Yes, I have.
Do you have a favorite scene?
It's good news.
It's a good one. That's a good one. And did you see that Christmas tree walking around?
Yes.
Did you get a picture with him?
No.
Yeah, I kind of debated that too. I'm like, I mean, I'm not super afraid of people in Christmas tree costumes, but that one was a bit much. Yeah.
It's just.
So I'll be remiss if I don't share one of my favorite memories. And you being on stage all the time, you would have never seen this. So when we did it together a few years ago, it was a few years back. We were at Magic Circle Theater in Roseville, so that was Roseville, and how that was set up was there was the dressing room was down below the stage, so there was this. I don't know how that ever was coded, but you had to remember that rickety kind of wooden stairwell that we went down to get to the dressing room downstage. Well, at one point during the thing, I was back. I think it was the second act there. I'm backstage, and it was when all the fog machines were going, and the intake for the air was down below the stage, and you could just see the fog just rolling over and just being sucked right down into the dressing room. I remember going down there. There was like, and that's the beauty of theater is all the different spots. But that was a beautiful venue to do that as well.
Yeah, it was.
And run up and down.
Last year or the year before COVID, they were filming one night near the end of the run, and Roger pulled out the basket of gifts for the Cratchit family, and then like pulled a rocking horse out to hand to Tiny Tim, and he said, "This is for you, Tiny Tim," and the bottom of the rocking horse fell off, and it was one of the nights. It was one of the nights that they were filming for it, and I was so excited to see that on the film, but it turns out they filmed the second night already, and they used the other night for that scene, and I was like, no, I wanted that moment.
I was a Cratchit in that scene. I remember I was sitting there on the floor watching it. It just plopped, and I'm like, oh no.
That is the beauty of live theater.
It goes on, it goes on, whatever. So.
There's a lot of funny stuff that happens backstage too, like Sawyer, as we mentioned before, like there's a mallet that we use to hammer the coffin down during Good News, and Sawyer and I were goofing around backstage, and he hit me in the mouth with it one time. It was pretty painful, but we look back on that and laugh. There's a lot of stuff. It's great.
It's for the people that are in it, obviously the people that come enjoy it, right? But for the folks that are in it, there's that bond that you create, and getting smacked in the mouth with a hammer is absolutely one of them.
There's another time also during Good News. I think it was last year. Was it when Phil had the hammer and the top just broke off on stage while he's hammering it, and the top of the mallet just comes tumbling off, and he
just
kept
kick it aside and on you go.
Kick it aside and you mumble and you just get it out of here. Yeah, that and the Undertakers there is it's really great. I think that's about probably the most improv freedom I've ever had. Is you just get to mumble your lines. There's no really discernible lines, but that's really fun. Hey, speaking of that, would you be open to doing a little getting in character here for Scrooge and giving us a little bit of a line reading here?
When Cratchit leaves, it's he yells out, Merry Christmas, just to do me. Christmas, bah, humbug! 2 mortgage foreclosures and a bankruptcy to be completed, and he has to have the whole day off. I'll have to be here all that much earlier in the morning to finish all of his work. It only comes once a year. Bah, provisions for the poor and destitute. Humbug. Christmas is a good time, Uncle. People. I hate people.
Cue the music.
Yeah.
So it's hilarious. I can hear you guys whispering the lines behind me.
We know it by heart. Both of us are part of the set change to pull the counting house off in the song that comes after. So up until about when Cratchit leaves to the cue in the song for us to come on stage, we just mouth the words at each other every single night. So we know it really well.
I guess you could say that that's one of another tradition that we do. It's just every time we're just backstage, and then we'll also mouth the words to the song and have our own little actions to do with it. It's amazing.
So I will just tell you, if you fast forward, and I'm using myself as the example from 10 years, I think 10 years was the last time I was around it. I was mouthing it right along with you. So that actually doesn't leave you. I will just tell you, it's going to be
traditional. That and Fred's speech.
Yeah.
Christmas. Yeah.
I think I could quote a good 3/4 of the show along with the people acting in it, just without even thinking about it.
Yeah, it's a group reciting of the show going on. That's it.
Being in it for 5+ years, you know it by heart, like inside and out.
I was with the company with the first time these two were there, and this lady was a robber, and we all sat on her, which was really fun. But back then, everybody was trying to, just do their lines, and to watch them now after being gone for 3-5 years, that they holler, they know the words. I'm going, oh my golly, there's 2 shows going on here. It's fun.
Do it in your sleep, right? You wake up. If I remember, you just wake up to the songs going on in your head, like they don't leave you.
It'll be the middle of June, and Christmas joys will pop into my head, and I have never ever been on stage and singing that song. I've never been a Cratchit, but I know it.
Yeah.
Do you even have to look at the script anymore before?
Yes. Yeah,
Okay.
I always read. I read through it, when we're ready to start up again. And of course, I work through all the songs, the lyrics, make sure. And then, we rehearse for 5 or 6 weeks, and I'm there for the bulk of the rehearsals for everybody else. So they know what I'm doing, so it gives them an idea of what they're reacting to, as the show goes on.
Yeah. Now, as you guys know, this is a little inside theater term here, but it's called Tech Week, which we call
Hell Week.
Hell Week, yes. How is Hell Week? Is it any less hellish for you guys now that you've been in 5 years?
It was especially bad this year because I think everyone who's still in grade school got sick at the same time, and it was the weekend that Hell Week started. So they were all out when Les was doing the tech stuff. And I remember Darren, the boy who plays young Ebenezer, his name is Robert, his dad and I were there, and we kind of went on stage as Belle and Ebenezer.
You went for us?
Yeah, so that we could
stand-ins.
We sat in the place so that Les could do the lighting and stuff, and we went on a few times and started just saying the lines really funny, and it made everyone laugh. It was fun.
Yeah.
So for those that might not know, can you tell what Tech Week is? Can you walk us through what that is?
Yeah, so Tech Week is where we do a stop and go run through of the entire show, where we'll work out sound cues, lighting. You act out the whole play, but at least every 30 seconds you'll hear Les call from the top, "Stop!" And we'll
skip your whole scene because the lights don't change during it.
It really is cue to cue to cue to
and
cue
this
to
one
cue.
was especially bad because after the kids got sick, then the rest of us started getting sick, and I was sick the first 2 weekends.
Oh my gosh.
And finally, we did our student matinee on Tuesday morning.
Yeah.
And that was the first one I felt, okay, I feel like I'm back as a human being
Yeah,
again.
yeah.
And it's a little more fun, you know.
Chris and I might have been the only ones who didn't get sick or feel sick at all this whole time. Like
Yeah.
everyone else
Don't
was like,
talk
"I'm
too
under the
soon.
weather."
We
We'll
got
see,
3 weeks
like,
to go.
hopefully.
So.
But maybe that's why they made us robbers, because we don't.
They don't have to sound
budge
good.
too
Yeah.
often.
You robbed us of our health.
Yeah.
Hey-o.
Oh no.
That's fantastic. Anything like I remember when we were doing Tech Week, it was cue to cue, and you
Yeah,
just kind of go through it. I don't remember anything ever going really wrong in the show, but I'm sure there's times where, like, for that, everybody always wants the disaster
Yeah,
stories, Roger.
Yeah, there have been times when the coffin lid, one show when the coffin lid, we weren't using the coffin.
Yeah.
So we're using the same coffin you used,
Okay.
that Chris built.
Yeah.
But I cut it down by a foot because we couldn't get it on one of the stages that we were working in.
Yeah.
But I remember one time the whole lid came off of the coffin we were using because we
no.
weren't dancing on it then, and somebody decided to jump up on the coffin, in a rehearsal, and literally went through
Right
it.
through it.
So
Oh.
that's why we built the heavy-duty model.
Okay, because I was gonna say I remember jumping on that lid quite frequently. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
We have to check that and the hand that opens, so we don't want to tell them what it is.
Well,
That opens the
it's
coffin.
it's Christmas magic.
Yeah.
It's all
Yeah.
the Christmas magic.
That's
You have
what
to come
that's
through
what
the
we told
show.
The kids the other day, every time they had a question nobody wanted to answer, it's Christmas magic. The other thing they always ask, the kids always ask, is that your real hair?
At our student matinee on Tuesday, we got that question exactly, and Roger took off his wig, and everybody, like, I'm not even kidding, they screamed.
Kinda like
Childhood trauma. Yeah, I was gonna say scalping on. Yeah.
It's also really fun during the student matinees. There's 2 moments in the show where we get really big reactions. One of them is when Ghost of Christmas Future shows up. He comes on stage in total darkness, and the lights come up on him, and all the little kids go, ah! But also, when Belle and Ebenezer kiss right after the
Oh my God.
proposal, everyone, every single year, they go, ew!
Look forward to it.
I can absolutely confirm that because, like, when it's like we have to, like, Robert and I have to kiss on stage, and we did, and I heard at least 10 kids just in the front row alone just go, and that's another question we always get, because this is Robert and my second year being like each other's counterpart. I've been Belle for 4 years, but this is Robert's second year being Ebenezer. But we always get the question during our student matinees, are you guys dating in real life? And it's just the funniest thing to answer.
And you can say yes.
Yes.
Yeah, you can say actually.
This year
Yeah. Well, yeah. I guess this year. Yeah. Doesn't always work that way, kids, but that's why we call it acting, right?
Yeah. Yep.
That's great. Now, do you do a lot of student matinees, or is this something is this a
We've
new
done as
thing,
many
or is
as
that
4 in past
Okay.
years.
I think we've done 6 one year,
Yeah, I
but
think
usually
it was
it's
our
about
first
4. This year we have 2.
And actors aren't real good at getting up at 8 o'clock in the morning.
No, they are not.
To be to the theater at 9 to get ready to do a show at 10.
Yeah.
So we aren't real fond of them, but we are when we get the kids' reaction.
I bet.
That's the payoff.
Yeah.
Is
I
for
bet.
doing those.
Yeah.
But we're only doing 2 this year. We did one Tuesday, and then we have one next Thursday.
Okay. Nobody's holding you to this, but better to do it for the adults or for the kids?
I personally like doing it for the kids, for their reaction, because if the audience boosts our morale and ego when it comes to acting. Sorry, ego might not have been the best word to use there, but no.
I hear you.
If we get a good reaction from the audience, it boosts us and makes us feel happier and makes us more confident to continue the performance.
It's obviously
A lot
really
of it is these
feed off.
kids have never seen a show. Most of the kids have never seen a show before.
Okay. Oh.
So we're introducing them to the theater as well as, Scrooge. So it's really, I think, valuable in that sense that it kind of fills a niche in their life. And there
Yeah.
may be kids who are going to decide, hey, that's what I want to do.
Exactly.
That never thought about it
Yeah,
before.
it's storytelling, but in your face storytelling
Yeah.
live that they can actually see
Yep.
and interact with
Yep.
the characters in front of them. That's so good. Any kids or audience or both adults?
I don't really have a preference. The only preference I have in audiences, because I'm very, very, I have really bad eyesight. So when I take my glasses off, I can't see the audience, and it doesn't really
Oh,
affect me
here we
unless like I can hear them. But my only thing about the audience is when people I know are in it, I always try to tell them not to tell me when they're coming. And then they text me, hey, we're going to be at the show on Friday. And I'm like, I would prefer not to know that until after. Because then, like, when I know people in the audience, I get nervous, but that's the only time.
Yeah, it's better just to go out and just do your performance.
It's kind of good to be blind on stage because you don't see faces out there. You can't, because I'm the same way.
Yeah.
Take my glasses off and it's just kind of I can see enough that I need to.
There's shadows and shapes
blur.
out there.
I don't see specific faces.
All right. Well, thank you so much, you guys, for joining us today. I'm smelling some caramel corn, so I'm thinking we all might need to go check that out. So you guys have been very generous with your time. Roger, it is so good to see you. I haven't seen you for so long, so thank you so much. Scrooge happening at the Nevada Theater from November 25th through December 24th. Get your tickets. We'll be right back in just a little bit. Stay tuned. Well, welcome back to the Nevada County Media broadcast here at Victorian Christmas here in beautiful Nevada City. A big thank you to the cast from Scrooge who were here just before the commercial break. We were so excited to have them. And now I have another very special guest. Lynn, help me say your last name here. I know I'm going to mess it up.
Skrukrud. It's a tricky one.
Okay, and what is the origins of that?
It's Norwegian.
I was thinking Norwegian. Again, I didn't want to guess, but I was like, hey, guess that last name. So that's fantastic. Now, you are the event manager here for the Victorian Christmas. So tell us a little bit about that, kind of what goes into planning this and how you got to be the event manager.
Yeah, well, there's a lot to it. It's definitely a complex event, and we do lots of events every year, but Victorian Christmas is by far our biggest. We have over 125 vendors, over 30 different musical groups that perform throughout the 5 nights, and it's just such a popular event that people love, so there's a huge legacy that it has with it that we need to make sure we live up to. But yeah, so I've been doing this for about a year and a half, so this is my second time doing Victorian Christmas, and before that I was the co-director of NEO and the NEO Youth Center, so I had a lot of experience doing events for youth, and one of the chamber board members asked me to come in and start helping with events, and one thing led to another, and here I am.
That's fantastic. Tell us a little bit about NEO. My son actually just started going there with his friends, and so they love it every time they go. Can you tell us a little bit about the youth center there?
Yeah, so NEO has a free youth center that's open to any youth between the ages of 11 and 18, and even some events for up to 25-year-olds, and just provides a fun, free, safe place for young people to spend their time where they can be engaged and hanging out with friends and learning new skills. So it's just a really great opportunity for young people.
Okay. And talk about, now we're going to get to Victorian Christmas here. We are like right in the middle of it. I can hear everybody talking, the vendors going, and I can smell the caramel corn. You cannot miss it. But tell us a little bit about the other events that you help manage and that get put on in the area around here.
Yeah, so the Nevada City Chamber hosts numerous events each year. So we have 2 street fairs, Victorian Christmas and Summer Nights, which is in July. And then we also do several parades. So we alternate 4th of July with Grass Valley every other year. So we had it this past year. It'll be back in Grass Valley next year. And then we have our Mardi Gras parade. We have the Art Walk, Constitution Day parade. So we have lots of fun events throughout the year for the whole community.
Okay, awesome. And let's bring it back here to Victorian Christmas. Now, can you tell us how long, of course you can tell us, but how long is it going to be running? When can people come and experience this?
Yeah, so we have about another 2 weeks of it, and so we have 2 more Sundays. It'll be December 11th and 18th from 1:30 to 6 p.m., and then one more Wednesday, December 14th from 5 to 9 p.m.
Okay, awesome. Any tickets required? Can people just show up? Parking? What does that look like? I'm sure the weekends it gets a little bit bananas around here.
It does get a little bananas, but it's completely free to attend. No need for tickets or anything like that, but you can take the shuttle, which we recommend because it gets very difficult to park. So you can park at the Nevada County Government Center, which is at 950 Maidu Avenue, and take the shuttle. It's a $5 fee to ride the shuttle, and it just really avoids a lot of headaches. So I definitely recommend that.
It was very efficient. I will tell you that right now. And if you were in costume, we found out you can maybe ride the shuttle for free if they like what you're wearing. So
exactly.
Yeah.
If you dress in Victorian attire, you'll get a free ride.
Now talk us through what you're wearing here. Who are you wearing right now? What do we have going on here?
Well, I decided to pick the coat that I thought would stand out the most in case people needed to find me. So I have my long, floor-length wool red coat with a hoop skirt. And so yeah, so it's fun, something fun I found on Etsy. It's fun to kind of find some Victorian clothing. And, and I got parts of it from Solstice right here in Nevada City. They have a lot of great costumes as well if you're looking for a costume.
Oh, fantastic. That's great. Wear your gloves, wear a scarf probably. It's a little chilly out here, but it hasn't stopped anybody. I mean, it's a Wednesday and it is packed and people are having so much fun. So, Lynn, I would love for you to be our tour guide for a little bit. Can you take us through a Victorian Christmas? Maybe what are some things that stand out for you going through the streets here? And tell us what streets we're on actually as well that it's going to be on.
Yes, we have a lot of fun activities at the event. And so Broad Street, the entirety of Broad Street is shut down and filled with vendors, but we also have vendors on Pine Street, York Street, and Commercial, as well as in the Three Forks parking lot. So it's really kind of encompasses most of downtown Nevada City. And a few highlights are, of course, the hot roasted chestnuts. Everyone loves to get their free hot roasted chestnut. And we have 2 fire pits that you could sit around and warm up with. And then, of course, there's visits with Santa Claus. And so kids can go and get their picture taken in the Masonic Hall with Santa Claus. We also have Father Christmas, which is our Victorian era Christmas Santa. And he walks around on Sundays. He strolls the street, and it's a really fun Santa outfit there. And then the famous walking Christmas tree who walks throughout the streets. And then, of course, you can't forget the hot buttered rum and hot mulled wine, which will keep you
Saw that
warm.
coming over here. Yes, yeah, that really got my attention.
Definitely tasty and extra good on cold nights like this.
Now, it seems we were talking a little bit before we went on air here. Being here in years past, I feel like it's bigger this year. Has it grown?
It has grown. So we've actually added about almost 30 vendors compared to last year. So we have more vendors than we've had in a very long time. And so we actually added an additional street this year. York Street hasn't been included in the past.
So talk me through, obviously that's coordinating a small army, I would imagine. How much planning goes, like how far in advance are you starting to get? I don't know, just walk me through what it takes to actually put something like this on.
Yeah, it's quite a huge undertaking. So we start planning it. Certain things we start planning at the beginning of the year, but we really kind of jump in August when we wrap up our summer events. That's when we kind of dive in completely. And so we have, our staff at the chamber, everyone plays a role for sure. And then even there's a lot of people at the city, like the police department, the public works department. They are so helpful in making everything happen as well. And our board and volunteers. So it's really, it takes an army to make it happen.
It sounds like so. The vendors that you have coming here, is that something where that's just open to anybody, or how does somebody become a vendor?
Yeah, so anyone can apply to become a vendor. We do encourage them to be artisans. So we really jury all of our vendors and make sure that it has the right feel for what we're looking for. And so we encourage artisan vendors, but we have some who import things and just some really nice, beautiful products. So anyone can apply. Applications usually open in August, and the deadline is in October. So definitely watch the deadline. We had a lot of people calling us in the last few weeks who missed the deadline, and unfortunately we filled up. Yeah,
and you got to say no, maybe next year. So okay, fantastic. So if people are going to be a vendor, are they here for the whole time? Is that the requirement that you be here the whole time?
Yeah, so that is a requirement. So all the vendors are here for all 5 events.
Okay, awesome. One of maybe the most unique thing that you've seen out there so far that people can buy?
Gosh, there's so many things. A lot of great things. There's everything from homemade blankets and homemade lotions, goat milk lotion. That is amazing, from Nightingale Farms. Lots of different things. It's so unique. We have everything from handmade knives to fun things for kids and craft boxes and fairy wings for kids. So there's really something for everyone.
That's fantastic. So can the littles can come and do what can we do for the littles? Is it just carrying them around in the wagon or anything else special we can do for them?
There's a lot of fun activities for the littles. So they love to see some of the characters we have around and visiting with Santa. We have a clown this year who's really fun, and he walks around.
Yep.
And then we also have someone who makes balloon animals. So really fun. We also have a lot of great kids stores too. So if you're looking for some shopping for the littles, definitely check out the stores. We have 3 kids stores on Commercial and Main, and another one on Spring Street. So definitely check that out for your holiday shopping.
Fantastic. All right. Well, I would love for you, anything else that maybe you want to say before we wrap up here, or I would just love for you to give a quick shout out and an invite to people to come see Victorian Christmas here.
Yeah, I would just say we'd encourage everyone to come join us. We have 3 more nights, and it's a really fun event. It really helps put you in the holiday spirit, and so we encourage everyone to come out and have fun, walk around, and enjoy the holiday season.
It's fantastic. I was doing a little bit of research, and back in Victoria time, they did knuckles. So, Lynn, can you give me some knuckles here? Thanks so much for doing. I just made that up. They don't actually do that. Thank you so much for joining us. Enjoy the event. I know you're standing out in case people are looking for you. They're probably looking for you now. We're going to take some commercials. We'll be right back in just a little bit. I see a Christmas tree in the distance, so maybe we'll talk to them in just a little bit. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Victorian Christmas here in Nevada City. This is Nevada County Media broadcasting to you live here. I have a special guest. My name is Chris Quant, by the way, and I have who with me here? What's your name?
Cindy Moon.
Cindy Moon, also known as Madam the Walking Christmas Tree.
You Google me and you Google the Walking Christmas Tree and I come up.
Okay, so I have so many questions about this. I hope you have like an hour because no, I'm kidding. We'll get you back out there. No. How did this start? This is fantastic.
Well, I used to work for the Nevada City Chamber of Commerce.
Okay.
And we put on Victorian Christmas.
Yes.
And we had a walking Christmas tree, but she retired and she gave her costume away.
Okay.
And we just thought it was such a big hit that my sisters and I, we made the costume.
Okay.
And every year I add a little bit to it and change things up. And I think that this is like my 13th year.
No kidding.
Somewhere around there.
Okay. You are, so when we were walking up here, you were like one of the first things that I saw, and I said, that Christmas tree is on the move. that is, and people were taking pictures with you.
Oh, so many.
How many pictures do you think get taken with you during an evening?
Hundreds.
Really?
Hundreds.
Yeah. Okay. Talk me through this tree. My goodness, this costume is fantastic.
Well, I don't know. Does that take away some of the
just maybe just
There's
the outside.
Going on
yeah. Okay. How many hours do you guesstimate has gone into maintaining and making and adding on to?
A lot.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay.
Lots. In 13 years, lots.
I'm guessing you're topping out at a good 6 foot, 7 foot there at the very top. Yeah. Somebody was saying you have a very kind of Grinchy feel to there's kind of a very Whoville feel to the tree there. I don't know if that's intentional. I think it's a great add to it.
It could be just the way it's put on tonight.
Yeah, okay, and it might not be in the camera shot, but the kind of the top of the tree kind of goes forward a little bit like it's Mount Crumpet. Yeah, I don't want you to hurt yourself. So
not gonna hurt.
Okay, so what are some favorite memories for you walking? I'm sure you so many people just talk to you.
I had a woman who was 99. And she came up and she asked me if she could take her picture with me. I said, you made my day. It was great. The children are they're in wonder, but I have people, there was a big Russian group tonight.
Okay.
So I get to see all kinds of people. And it's just really special. I'm sure you see so many people all the time. Do you have regular, like people, I don't want to say regulars, but people that you just know now and they come up and recognize you? I have many people that come and say, oh, we get our picture taken every year with you. And it's like, I think that's such a cool tradition.
That's so good.
That's really fun.
That's so good. I know with my own boys, I've got 2 boys now, that there are those traditions where you just kind of watch them grow over the years, and you're just like, we got to find the tree because last year we're this high and now you're this high. Last year your hair was this long, now it's this long, and so now
was yellow and now it's white.
Exactly. Hi, do you guys see the tree here? We've got a crowd that's
my goodness,
that's forming. Hi, it's a talking Christmas tree.
I ran out of candy canes quite early today.
Okay, I was wondering if that's what's in your bag. Yes,
I ran out. Yeah.
We need to get the reserve candy canes. Yeah. Oh, we've got a picture going on here. I'll get out, so you just get the Christmas tree. Oh, we'll get in here and we'll take a picture.
Merry Christmas. I usually have my tin soldier with me, but he wasn't feeling well. So.
Okay, so it's just you going solo. Okay, so do you guys walk together?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what are do you get asked questions? Do you have a character? Are you the character of the tree, or do kids ask you questions?
A lot of people ask me if I'm the Stanford tree. I'm way better looking than the Stanford tree.
Okay.
So
okay.
that's a good one.
And a healthy self ego, or not ego, but
well,
a healthy outlook on who you are.
Have you
yeah.
seen the Stanford tree?
I have not.
It's just a tree.
Okay.
I mean, I've got a lot of bling going on.
You do have a lot of bling. It is not hard to miss you. And are these are pocket? I don't know if you have like built-in pockets here. Maybe not. But that is.
No, I
that is
have
great.
no pockets.
Okay, are you staying plenty warm in
I'm
that
very
costume?
warm.
I'm sure.
Very
I'm sure you
warm.
say cozy.
Yes.
Your neck and ears are covered.
Everything
so yeah.
is warm. Everything is really warm.
Talk to me about navigating, because it's a very hilly area that we're in
Yes.
here. Like, how do you navigate the hills? Like,
Well, I just step carefully.
Okay.
And I can't see behind me, so
Yeah.
it's,
do you have a helper that comes with you that helps you navigate? Is it the
usually my tin soldier.
your tin soldier?
Yeah.
Okay. So now when you're flying solo here, is it just you just step a little bit more carefully?
Nope, people just move away.
They just
and
move. Okay.
Work up to me.
All right.
It's all good.
So do you ever get the looks from the little ones where they're a little
Yes.
petrified, and
Yes.
how do you handle those little moments?
I just back away and
Okay.
I say maybe next year.
Okay.
Because some of them are afraid and I don't want to scare them.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
the
yeah.
last thing I want to do.
It's very bright.
Yeah.
It's very
I got
visible.
lots
and-
of lights.
Yeah.
Lots of batteries going
Okay.
on in here.
What's some of your favorite stories that have come from just meeting people, or like maybe?
I have children that are all over the United States,
Okay.
and I love to hear them the next day say, "Mom, I saw you on Facebook."
Oh, that's funny.
And so it's kind of fun to know that I'm all over the place.
Yeah.
Like I say, if you Google the walking Christmas tree, I come up.
Well, I'm going to have to do that after we're done
it's
here.
pretty-
That's
pretty fun.
fantastic. So I just had a question. It just went out of my head. Talking about people from all over, are there a lot of people that it's their first time? Do you talk to a lot of first timers that are here?
absolutely.
What are the impressions that you get from people who are here for the first time?
Probably they want to know, did I make the costume?
Yeah. All the questions I
is
had
it
for the first time.
heavy?
Yeah.
Am I warm?
Oh, good. I just asked all the
yes,
first timer questions.
Yeah, you asked all the first timer questions.
What's a question you wish somebody would ask you that you're just like, oh my gosh, I'd love to just share about this?
I don't know.
Okay.
I love this part of I love this. When I worked for the chamber, this was part of my job.
Okay.
And it was my favorite part of.
Okay.
Yeah. I just love
So when somebody says, "Wow, you really drew the short stick here or the short straw,"
Oh,
you're like, "No, I
no,
love
no,
doing
no.
this." Okay.
I have a lot of people say, "I want that costume."
Yes, I love it.
I want to do that.
Yeah. Okay. And how long are you here the whole time? I mean, that your Christmas tree Fitbit probably has a lot of steps that get recorded on it.
Yeah. I go until it's heavy and
Okay.
I'm done.
It looks.
Yeah.
So I'm very admiring your stamina right now.
Well,
even standing here, I feel like I'm even keeping you too long standing here.
No, I'm fine.
Very good. Now, kids, grandkids, did I hear?
Yes,
Okay.
I have 9 grandkids.
Okay.
And one is coming tomorrow night from North Carolina.
Oh my gosh.
No, I'm sorry, Minnesota.
Okay.
And they've shown her my picture, and so every time she calls, she wants to know where's my costume, so she's looking forward to finding. So I'm glad I'm not going to scare her,
Oh my God.
which is good.
That is exciting. I'm sure they'll be all around here, walking all around.
Yeah.
And will you act as tour guide, or you're like, guys, I got to work. I got stuff I got to do.
I'm happy to tell people all about Nevada City. I love Nevada City. It's a great place.
It's such
to
a
be.
gorgeous town to be in.
Yeah, it
absolutely.
is.
So talk to me now. This is just a few days a year. How does this store through the rest of the year?
It has its very own home.
Oh, it does.
Yeah, it
okay.
has its very own armoire.
Okay.
And yeah.
Okay. Do you pack it away in anything? Do you cover it? Is it just in the armoire?
Well, it's in a cupboard.
Okay. Okay.
Like own little place.
I do you wash it? Do you how do you maintain this
No. There's really no way to wash it.
thing? Okay.
I don't know.
I'm sure you take care of
I
it
do
very
take
well
really
though.
good
Yeah,
care
because
of
it's not like something
No,
you can
it
just
has
take to the dry
lasted-
cleaner.
No, you can't. It's lasted very well, and I just
Okay.
repair it as as it needs.
Yeah, I'd love to hear the jingles. I don't know if
Yes.
like the jingles are being
Yep,
picked up on the microphone.
Lots of bells on me.
Now, plans to keep doing this? I mean, it seems
Yes.
like a tradition, and just
Yes.
as long as you can.
As long as I can.
Okay.
I will be doing.
Oh my gosh! So. Anything that you'd like to close out by saying, like, hey, come see me, or come, give us a pitch for Victorian Christmas?
Sure. Victorian Christmas is a magical place, and the lights and the people are so happy. It's just a really good way to start your holiday. It's a great place for pictures, for taking for next year's Christmas card, or whatever. It's just a good place to be.
I love it. Well, Cindy, thank you so
You're
much for
welcome.
stopping by. The walking Christmas tree, walking
Yes.
all around. So I know there's people been lining up here as we've been talking, and I know there's probably a lot more people that want to take some photos with you. So thank you so
You're
much for joining
welcome.
us.
Thank you.
We're going to cut to a commercial. We'll be right back in just a little bit. And welcome back to Nevada County Media's broadcast here from Victorian Christmas here in beautiful Nevada City. My name is Chris Quant. I am your host for this evening, and I have another guest joining me here. Go ahead and say your name.
Hello, everyone. My name is Todd Wahoski, and I'm the new owner of the hat store.
The new owner of the... Okay, so talk me through the hat store. How did you become the new owner of the hat store?
Well, I've known the previous owner. So the store's been there for 40 years,
Okay.
and the previous owners had it for 26 years, and they were ready to throw in the towel and go to retirement. And I've known them for about 20 years now, and it was just a good fit. The timing was right for me, and we decided to, hey, I want to do something different, and let's go for it.
Okay,
Yeah.
I love it. So have you always... Wait, I'm going to make a big assumption here because I haven't been there. Do you sell hats?
We
Okay.
yes,
Just want to
indeed.
make sure that that's what we're talking about.
You know,
is hats.
it's actually a common question for us. People walk into
Is
the
it really?
Sorry, it is actually. They walk into the hat. Is it just hats here? Yep, mostly.
We've got a great selection of bagels in the back too, but stay
Yes.
tuned for that. So, what have you always had an interest in hats, or you just wanted to be a store owner, or what?
No, so I've been doing software and technology and graphics
Okay.
and things like that for a long time, and I moved up here in 2006. And in fact, I worked right up the street here. We worked on a very popular video game called Guitar Hero that you may have
No, get out of here! Oh my gosh, we played that so much.
It was actually Guitar Hero 3, number
Yes.
3. And so I worked on that as an environment artist. So I did some of the backgrounds and things.
No kidding.
So after that, I've been kind of doing websites. I've worked on a lot of local regional websites
Yeah.
for people like the Miners Foundry and the Nevada Theater here across the street and other things like that, in-town campground. And I just decided, after sitting down for 25 years, it was time to stand.
No kidding. Yeah, I was gonna say that's quite the pivot then.
Yeah, it is.
Going
It's very
from
different.
software to being a shop owner, basically.
It is. It's a little bit of a different take. So I thought it would be kind of a fun new thing to try, and hey, why not?
Wow. Okay. So talk me through some of the. Now, first of all, where are you located? And then talk me through some of the merch that we got there in the store.
Okay, very good. So we're located at 314 Broad Street in Nevada City. It's basically right across the street from City Hall,
Okay.
just about. So
Yeah.
right on the main drag of Broad Street.
Yeah.
And as far as the merchandise, it's mostly hats. And so I say all types of hats for all types of people.
Nice. Okay. So talk me through some of the hats. I'm sure they have
Right.
names like where I would say that's a bowler that you're wearing.
That's correct. So
Okay.
this would be like a bowler or a derby, and you have a top hat on.
Yes.
We carry all
Thank
these
you.
hats.
Yeah.
We have some very nice Panama hats in the summertime,
Okay.
like straw hats. We have all sorts. So we have leather hats, we have cowboy hats, we have various brands like Stetson
Yeah.
for hats, things like that. So we do fur felt, we do wool felt this time of the year is great, and we do all sorts of sun hats in the summertime and some outdoor recreational hats, some ball
Okay.
caps, and
No kidding.
we do a lot of driving caps as well, Kangol, things like that. So
So who's the who comes in just looking for a hat? Who is that?
a lot of people. It ranges from locals to the tourists that come through town. And
Okay.
we just in June we have a lot of people. There's a lot of weddings in town, so we have a lot of wedding guests that come in and they look for a hat.
Oh, yeah.
It's really kind of varies. Nights like tonight on Victorian Christmas, it's packed with people looking for all just different types of hats, sometimes for gifts or just a fun hat to wear for the evening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would imagine, are there seasonal hats? Do the hats change throughout the seasons, or do they pretty much stay the same throughout the year?
That's a very good question.
Well, thank you. I just thought of it.
They do, in fact, yes. There are hat seasons, so we can only get certain types of hats during certain times of the year.
Okay.
So right now, of course, we're in like the fall, winter season, and then you have spring and summer, which we kind of change the store around depending on what's needed for that time of the year. So we get a big shipment of spring hats in, and then the store kind of shifts into like spring, summertime mode.
Okay.
So all those hats are out, and then more and more people we're finding are wearing like fall, winter style hats all year round. So I guess it's like a trend to wear like wool felt hats this time of the year, all times of year.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Wow. So are there more popular hats during the season? So you just mentioned maybe the felt ones, but do you see more go out the door during certain times?
This time of the year, just with the last Victorian Christmas, I had to do a big order of top hats and bowlers and derbies and all those.
Makes sense.
Yeah, and of course we get some fun Christmas hats in and holiday hats, things like that.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I would say in the summer, a lot of wide brim sun hats. Sometimes they have venting in them to keep your head as cool as you can while you're still wearing a hat, but still protect your face and your body from the sun as much as possible. So,
absolutely. Pretty steady stream of business coming in for hats.
Generally speaking, yeah, and we're sort of known as a destination store to some degree. There's not a lot of hat stores out there.
Yeah.
People say, really the closest next one I think is in Berkeley, maybe.
Okay.
So there's just there's a lot of sports hat stores, but there's not really many general hat stores like we are. Right.
Do people intentionally come? Because if I'm putting myself just walking down Broad Street here, that's definitely a store that I would go into, just going like,
hats.
A hat store. I'm so curious about that. What do they? Is that kind of like a lot of people come in just curious?
It is very, very common type of a thing. I hear all day long people walking by going, "Oh, hats! A hat store!" And they come in, they try their hats on. Sometimes they call their significant other to verify that this is indeed a good idea to purchase a hat and to get the buy-in.
Really? Okay.
Common, yeah. Sometimes they FaceTime with whoever.
I was going to ask that. Yeah. The phones are out. We're checking the different angles and everything like that. Okay.
We had a guy come in and he picked out 4 hats, took his time, and then set his phone up on the counter, FaceTime his wife, and they made the decision together from afar.
Okay. So do you remember what the decision was? What was the winner?
It was a very nice hat by a company called Stefano, which makes they're based in Italy, and they make nice wool felt hats, and they make nice Panama hats and things in the summertime, but kind of what we call like a down brim or outback shape hat, where it's kind of a down brim hat with a pinch crown like you would see on a fedora or something like that. So very nice, just a brown hat with a very nice band. He didn't want to go Western. He said, everyone in my family has Western, so I don't want to go Western. And so he just went with the nice hat.
No kidding. So I fully admit I am borrowing this hat from a local theater company.
Of course.
Do you do, and it just happened to fit. Right. So is there tailoring to hat? Is hat tailoring a thing?
That's
sizing them?
Another very good question.
Okay. Well, because sometimes I can't, I was surprised that it actually fit because I can't get them to fit that well sometimes.
Right. So hats, a lot of the women's hats we get are kind of like a one size type of a hat where they have an adjustable drawstring on the inside. So they'll fit like kind of a medium or a small, large type of a head. And then you could kind of pull this drawstring and tighten it down. A lot of the hats for men are really just other nicer hats, the higher end hats or the medium to higher end hats. They're sized like small, medium, large, extra large, or they might be sized according to like the 1/8 of an inch. So 7 and an 8, 7 and 3/8, and so forth, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But as far as sizing goes, we always have like a hat sizing reducing tape we could put in there, and that will make the hat size kind of snug to your head.
Yeah.
One thing we get, it's a common question, people ask, can I make my small hat bigger? And that's a little bit of a tougher
interesting.
one.
Yeah.
Or they find a hat from like their grandpa hat.
Yes.
Throughout time, our human heads are getting larger, I think.
I was going to say, my grandfather's fedora that he would wear back in the day, like they all wore the fedoras, like that doesn't fit on my head at all. Yeah, it was much smaller.
People's heads were smaller, even as soon as 30, 40 years ago.
Yeah.
We have some vintage hats in the store, and a lot of them are like size 7, where that's pretty small by today's standard. It's like that's our small size usually, and so it's hard hard to fit those, of course. But they do make a hat stretcher, and we have this kind of thing. It's called the hat jack, and it's like a shoe sizer where you can kind of put in and like crank it up, and it'll scale up your hat by about an eighth of an inch or so.
I'm guessing it doesn't relate to shoe sizes at all, right? It's not quite the same. So can you kind of tell from what the hat that I'm wearing what size hat? I would probably, I don't even know if it says. It doesn't even say.
Kind of looks like, I would say a medium, or it's hard to guess people's head size.
I was wondering if you could do that, just like size them up. Yeah, your head size looks about like that.
I try. I make an effort, but I'm like maybe a 50-50 on that right now.
Okay.
Maybe I'll get better at that over time. But I do find that it kind of depends. You know, I've had children come in and they say, "Oh, my head's pretty big," and I'm like, no, it doesn't look big to me, but sure enough, it's like it's a fairly large, and it all depends on the width of your hair, how much hair you have, even just the body types. You know, we have people that come in with very small heads, people that come in with very large heads, and everything in between.
Everybody's an individual, right? Everybody's got their own size of head. I like to think if we're getting smarter, that's why our heads are getting bigger.
That's what everyone, more brains.
Yeah, exactly. That might be a subjective term there, but how long has it taken you to kind of get into kind of learn the hat business? And I mean, it's coming from software. I would imagine you didn't have much experience.
Right, it's a little bit different, and fortunately the previous owners are kind of on hand to help out a little bit.
Okay,
and so
nice.
they've been helping with the transition process here, which has been great. In fact, they're both there working now in the store, and so they
gives you time to do these lucrative media interviews here. Do the media junket tour.
Right, so it's but I would say I've always enjoyed hats, and I've known a little bit about it. I've definitely learned a lot in about 6 months or so since we've taken over the store. So I'm generally speaking, a fairly quick learner, I'd like to think, but it's been, I did have a lot to learn. There's some questions I just didn't really have a great answer to at first, but you learn every day. You just keep working hard every day, and you'll get there over time.
Yeah, so, I imagine, does Google play into the research? You can just kind of maybe look something up, or like, that's an interesting question.
You can, absolutely, Look up the types of hats for people, or what they're looking. A lot of people come in, I saw a hat on a celebrity or from a movie or something like that, and you're kind of like, I don't know what that hat is, and you kind of have to look it up and check it out.
So now, do you guys do hat repair at all? Like you were saying, if people bring in their parents' hats or relatives' hats that are older, is that something you do?
All right, that's another good question here.
Thanks, just thought it up again off the top of my head.
You're hitting all the great the great answers. I would say that we try to do our best. We don't have like a professional hat cleaning staff, or like a lot of people. So there's cleaning the hat, there's shaping the hat, because you can reshape the hats to be like a custom shape for your own head. So a lot of people, particularly in the Western hat world, they like to have a very custom shape for their hat, or a very they see it on a certain person, like I want it to be like angular this way, and so they'll come in and ask for that. And I would say, like, I always have a pretty positive attitude. Like, I'll try to do kind of anything, assuming we're not super busy or something like that. But I try, and I'll clean up the hats. We had a guy who came in, and his hat was smashed in the seat of his car for 3 years, like folded down into the gear of the hinge. Yeah. And he came in, and it was filthy, and it was dirty, and it had little metal hinge things in it. And we have a steamer, and I steamed it. I took our brush and brushed all the dust and dirt off, and I took masking tape and kind of patted it all down and cleaned it up. And by the end of it, it was like back to its regular form, pretty much. It wasn't perfect, but he's like, "Hey, I can wear this hat again."
Nice, the hat miracle worker. You did. We try. You're like, I work with what I got. So
what can we do?
That's fantastic. So I know it's been a little bit limited amount of time here, but maybe the most exotic hat that's come across your hands so far?
That's a good question too. Exotic hat. So
or unique, maybe.
Right.
Or,
so we have a couple. We have a couple of vintage hats in the store. So we have like your kind of fez is sort of a fun one where it's like got sparkly things on it. But we have some like Monte Cristi hats, which are like hand woven hats, and they take about 3 months or more to weave. They're hand woven. And the price is kind of reflected in the amount of time that it takes to make it.
That question's coming up, Todd. We're going to talk brass tacks here in a minute, because I'm so curious on what a hat could run somebody. But what's a range for a hat? I mean, is it high to low? I don't even like pricing a hat. I don't even know.
So we try to stock hats that are sort of medium to higher quality hats, and we tend to try to steer away from hats that we think are going to be really cheap or fall apart. So in our store, we kind of start, depends like on the type of hat, but but a lot of them in like the 30, 40, 50,
Okay.
$60 range, maybe 70, 80. And then some of the hats kind of are just getting into the like 100, 110, $120 range. And then some of the fur felt hats, the cowboy hats, and some of the nice fedora shaped hats that we call like dress hats. Those can be like in the $200 plus. They can be
interesting.
$200 to $300 kind of a range for those.
Okay.
And then some of the finer, like the Panama hats, can also be like the $100 to $250 range. And like the Monte Cristi one that I mentioned, those can kind of get to the $500 or $600 to about $1,500 or more range.
Okay.
And yeah.
So I'll be honest, I didn't expect that, but also that's not as expensive as I was thinking. Some of these, like, because I'm imagining these are very well made hats. You're probably going to have very quality hats.
Sure,
in
absolutely.
there.
Yeah, we have some nice dense fur felt hats. Like the Stetson hats can be like they go like an X system of like 2X, 4X, 6X. They go up to like 1,000X, and those hats can be several $1,000s.
Really?
And then there's hat bands. There's accessories for the hat. So
really? Oh my! I could talk to you for hours, Todd. I think this is fantastic. So I'm being a software guy. I imagine you have a website. There's a phone number where people can find you, email, all that good stuff. How can people get a hold of you?
Oh, very good. So we do have a website, and it's www.the-hat-store.com.
I love it.
So that's our .com. We do have we don't have an online store yet. We're going to be working on. The previous owners were very paper and pencil oriented, and they didn't have a proper full inventory system. So we'll be adding that in after the holidays, and then we'll be working on like an e-commerce store as well.
Awesome. So one more time, the name of the store, where the heck you're located here in Nevada City.
It's the Hat Store, and we're at 314 Broad Street, right here in the heart of Nevada City. And once again, it's the-hat-store.com. And we have a phone number. You can look us up on Google, and we have a business listing and everything there. So
Todd, like I said, I could talk to you about this for hours. We got to take a break though. Thank you so much. If I can get some knuckles from you, that was awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We'll be sure to visit by and not just go, that's an interesting store. We're gonna walk in and see it. So thanks so much, Todd, for being here. We're gonna go to commercial. We'll be right back in just a minute. Welcome back to Nevada County Media's broadcast here at the Victorian Christmas here in beautiful Nevada City. My name is Chris Quant. I am your host for this evening. And joining me now is Wizard Will. Wizard Will, thanks for stopping by.
You're very welcome.
Now, are you a local wizard here? Where?
I am. Okay. And I'm a Vietnam vet, so I get 100% from the VA. That comes out of the Defense Department budget. So I like to think the Defense Department is paying for the magic stones so I can spread love, light, and positive energy that I ask them to be blessed with.
I'm feeling your love and light right now, and thank you for your service, by the way. Thank you for joining us. So tell us about your stones here.
Well, when Tanglewood Forest was here, they asked me to be their mascot wizard, and then they would buy the stones and crystals. Well, they moved away, so I get enough money. I'm a Vietnam vet. I get 100%, and that all comes out of the Defense Department budget. So they help me. And then Mickey and I like to do this on a daily basis year-round because we're into turning frowns upside down and spreading love, light, and positive energy. I also ask for a blessing from the Company of Heaven and the Galactic Federation, as long as they're still benevolent, because there's always renegades, to bless them with anything else we could use to help keep us safe, keep us grounded, keep us from going crazy, or anything else that we could use or need to help us out.
I love that.
We're super duper blessed.
I love it. You have turned my frown upside down. I'd start smiling the minute I saw you. So are you usually greeted with smiles, or do people go like, "Hey, what are you doing, Wizard Will?"
In most cases, there's one religion that teaches them that crystals are work of the devil, and that's God made everything. Come on.
Yeah. So tell me how you give these away, or is it something that you just give
them away? I get enough money. I also get some Social Security, and I get more than I need. It's just me. So I buy the stones, and then I inspect every stone. It's got to be 100% smooth in case a baby swallows it. And all the ones that don't qualify end up in my garden.
Okay, all right.
And then I give them away to children of all ages, which includes moms, dads, and grandmas and grandpas, and try to spread love, light, and positive energy. Nikki and I, on my head, are on a mission to turn frowns upside down everywhere on a daily basis.
That's awesome. Now, do you say that there's a blessing that goes along with these stones?
I ask them to be blessed with love, and I hold it to my heart, and light, and I hold it up to the sun, and positive energy. I hug them. They're in a jar, like a quart jar or bigger. And then I also ask for the blessings from the Company of Heaven and the Galactic Federation, as long as they're still benevolent. There's renegades everywhere.
Now, tell me about your outfit here. Is this something that's been developed over time, or walk me through what you got here?
Forest was here in town. They asked me to be their mascot wizard, and that's where it began. And I wore a wizard outfit they wore for years, and finally they said, "You've earned your own, so we're going to send you to Britex down in San Francisco." It's a 5-story material store, and I got to pick it all out. And I was married a lady that was a seamstress, and she helped me put it all together, and I helped her. And so from that part, they moved away, but I'm still here, and so we'll keep going as long as we can keep moving.
I love it. How are you moving out in the cold here? Is it plenty warm in that costume?
I did have to get one thing, this glove to keep this hand warm, and then I got some new dragon eye rings here. Okay. And I'm plenty warm.
Walk me through those rings. Where did you pick those up at?
These come out of, what's the one on the corner? Asylum Down?
Okay.
Yeah. These are really neat because they're mittens that button over to cover the fingers, but for right now I need them free. Yeah. And I finally got wise enough to tape the flashlight to the staff, so I was holding it like this, and it got a little rough. So anyway, I figured things out.
Perfect. And sir, what's your name?
This is who Dragon. He controls the weather. Okay. And we're going to work on that. So Sunday is not a rain out. And this is Celeste here. Okay. She holds the stones and keeps my hand warm.
Yeah, during purpose there.
Yeah.
Okay. Now talk me through the crystal here on your forehead. Does that have any significance?
It does. When it's turquoise like that, it's been in a chamber with gold dust and electromagnetic field, and it turns a clear one into that color. And I like wearing it over my third eye, and just to help energize me and to be part of the outfit. I like to get fully into being the wizard.
I love it. Hey, before we go to commercial here, Will, anything that you'd like to say to folks out there, maybe leave them with a blessing here?
I think movement and laughter are our best medicines today. Any kind of movement and laughter, keep going no matter what. And laugh at it all, even the bad stuff. If you can't do anything about it, laughter is more fun. You get frustrated, and that's self-punishment. Or angry, that's even worse. You give away your power, and it's self-punishment. So it's all about being happy and having a great time. And it's a thought away. So
I love your message, Will. Yeah, I've been smiling the whole time I've been here, so I appreciate your love. I appreciate your laughter.
It works. It's like I can't, grab it and say, okay, this is this and this does that. I have to get it into the stones, and then Mickey and I are on a mission to turn frowns upside down.
I love it. Well, thanks again. Thank you so much. Thank you for your service to our country. Thank you so much for joining us. We're going to,
Have a great evening and have a happy holiday.
You do the same. Thank you so much. Hang here just for a second. We're going to go to commercial. We'll be right back right after this. And welcome back from commercial. We were just at commercial. Welcome back from commercial. Nevada County Media's broadcast here at Victorian Christmas here in beautiful Nevada City. My name is Chris Quant. I am the host for this evening. Thank you so much for joining us. We want to thank the Nevada County Library and Nevada County itself for providing this awesome truck here where we get to come out to events like this and do broadcasts. And I have some more guests with me. The guests just keep on coming. So why don't you guys go ahead and introduce yourselves? What are your names?
We are locals. We just live right up the street, and we come in our
Gladdy Birdsong.
Yes, we come in our costumes just for fun, to be colorful locals.
Yes.
But this colorful local I've been on the board of the Miners Foundry for a number of years. That's my passion and my love. Give to the Miners Foundry. We love you.
Yes, awesome, fantastic. So, I mean, obviously, we're in Victorian time costumes here. Are these costumes that have been developed over time, or how? Talk me through how you guys arrived on what you're wearing.
We've had them for, well, actually about 20 years ago. We just got stuff from consignment, but about 15 or so years ago, got a little nicer looking costumes. Okay. So we just do it because we enjoy it, and get in the spirit.
Yeah, you guys look very, very sharp, so I love it. So talk to me about just being a local here. Is this something I think that you guys would do every year?
Oh yeah, we got everything in town, all the street closures. We often have gatherings at our house sometimes right up the street. So
okay.
Whenever there's a street closure, we have a party.
That's fantastic. And now, how long have you guys been locals here?
21 years.
21 years. Okay.
Yeah, we just live just up the street, a block. So we walk everywhere and come to all the events in town.
I love it. Do you have any favorite stories or memories for over the last, few years, 20 years that you've been here of Victorian Christmas, or just events that have happened in general?
What? I would say the bike race. We just really, really miss the bike race. We're right on Broad Street. We'd have a party right on Broad Street and watch the bike races come and go, and that's a big loss. But we're sad.
Yeah, Victorian Christmas, though, it seems like there haven't been as many musicians the last couple of years, but but other than that, it's pretty much the same spirit most of the time.
Good. Yeah, we were just talking to Lynn a little bit earlier on the chamber and our event manager, and she said it's actually grown quite a bit. So we've got a lot of vendors.
There's a lot more musicians tonight than I've heard in a while.
Yeah,
we're a long time citizen members of the chamber. There are not that many citizen members.
Oh, talk me through that. So what is citizen member of the chamber? What does that mean?
Just means that we care. We care about the businesses.
It's a lesser fee than just if a business, and we were on the Mardi Gras committee for about 12 years, so we felt, we're doing that much, we might as well give a little money to help support it too. So
But I wish more citizens would become members of the chamber, because supporting our local businesses.
Because they do a lot for attracting visitors.
Yeah, like this event.
Yeah, absolutely. So how would somebody do that? How would they become a citizen member?
You
of the chamber?
would contact the chamber, provide their website, and pay your money.
NevadaCityChamber.com, I think.
Yeah.
And you can just sign up.
Yeah.
And then you become an ambassador? Is that kind of what you're doing?
Yeah.
Do you have, duties? Are you assigned duties?
No.
You can volunteer for anything you want.
Yes, you can. But you could just be supportive by your membership.
Yeah, you don't have to do anything. But
Okay, fantastic. So I'm sorry, go ahead.
What's that?
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's somebody else.
Yeah. Oh, anyway, so it sounds like you guys like to have people over, you're very social type. I mean, you're here now talking in front of the cameras, not shy at all. So any favorite holiday traditions that happen every year? I mean, obviously, this probably has to be one of them. Any other holiday traditions that you guys look forward to?
Well, our biggest is Thanksgiving. We usually have anywhere from 15 to 30 family members. So it's not as big. Everybody goes to the other side of the family for Christmas. Okay.
But it shows our family come from all over because they love Nevada City.
Yeah.
And we also have a little family tradition that after Thanksgiving dinner, when all the old ladies are washing the dishes, we all go to crazy. Go to the mine shaft.
Oh, okay.
It's a family tradition.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, well, they're important.
Those shows you a lot about our family.
Hey, but you got a tradition. It's something everybody can look forward to. So, fantastic. Is there anything that maybe somebody's thinking about coming to visit Nevada City or have never been to Nevada City? Obviously, I can tell it's very well loved by you guys, something very close to your hearts that you would just like to encourage folks to come up here and just check it out.
Well, there's always good shows at Nevada Theater across the street. There's Off Broad Street Theater. It has a lot of good shows. Miners Foundry has a lot of entertainment and music. So
it really is an entertainment center. It really is, and people don't know that.
Yeah. And there are people that come from all. I'm surprised how many people I talk to how far people come just to see here. It's just
the Miners Foundry has all those stats.
Yeah,
that's true.
Okay, we're gonna have to find those stats because I can't believe everybody I'm talking to. Like, I feel like, it's Nevada City. Just growing up in the area, like, it's Nevada City, right?
No,
it is not a secret anymore.
They bring people from all over, and that contributes to tax, sales tax.
Yeah.
Brings business to Nevada City.
Good for business, absolutely.
That arts draw.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it really is a treasure trove that it's so fun that we get to highlight all the time. So anyway, well, we are going to go to commercial. Thank you so much, you guys, for stopping by, sharing your Christmas cheer. Yeah, I thought a little bit.
We got to go get something for get the blood going again.
Yeah, get the blood going again. So thanks so much, you guys. We're going to go to commercial. We'll be right back.
A pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you. And welcome back to Victorian Christmas here with Nevada County Media. My name is Chris Kwan. We are out here this evening having a fantastic time. Have another guest with me here. Let's go ahead and introduce yourself and where you're from and who you represent.
I'm Justine Gervais. I'm from Grass Valley, and I'm here with the Zabo Vineyards with Alex Zabo on Broad Street.
Nice. Okay, fantastic. So is this your first time at Victorian Christmas, or do you guys come here frequently? Tell us a little bit about the vineyards.
Well, Alex has owned his business for 11 years, so he's done this for quite a few years. But it's my first year working with him, so it seems like it's a fun night, and we're gonna be open for every Victorian Christmas here.
Okay, fantastic. So how are there samples? Are there people can buy bottles, or what does that look like?
Right now we have mulled wine, which I know is popular with everyone.
Because it's warm, right?
Because it's warm.
Yeah, I might be visiting you guys a little bit later. It is chilly.
And we have glasses, and then of course we sell bottles of wine as well.
Okay. So how much would you say that you guys have on a night like tonight? And I guess the weekends are probably a little bit more as well. Like, how much would you sell, or bottles would you sell?
Cases, definitely. The mulled wine itself, I think we've put in about 20 bottles of wine. So
okay, all right, it's going quick. It's pretty popular.
Yeah, it is, especially on nights like this.
Yeah, the cold definitely helps. So where are you guys located at?
We're off of Broad Street, right next to the Hat Shop, and the New York Hotel.
We just talked to Todd from the Hat Shop. He's a very delightful guy. You should go over and say hi.
Yeah, they're great.
That's fantastic. And then is the vineyard, is it close by, or is it where the grapes are grown?
Yeah, it's in Nevada City off of Bethany Springs, and he has 40 acres out there.
Okay.
About 15 acres of it's just for the vineyards.
Okay.
Yeah.
So tell me about this year. How was this year as far as the vineyards go and the wine that's been...
I think everyone had a little bit of a hard year, but he definitely has some good wines coming out soon.
Okay.
So,
okay.
Yeah.
How now? I know a little bit about grapes. My grandparents were a farmer, but when is the best time? What's the best type of weather? Obviously, there's a reason we have vineyards around here, but what really do those grapes really love?
I think they like the kind of colder, dry-ish. Regions. He definitely gets a lot of sun in the summer, so
yeah, that's helpful.
But it's it's a nice sub-zone where it's not getting too cold but not too hot at the same time.
Okay, so full disclosure, Italian, but probably don't know as much about wine as I should. What types of wine are there? Is it red? Is it white? Is it both?
He has mostly red. Yeah, so he has one white, which is the Sauvignon Blanc, and then he has a ton of different reds. Starting from the Grenache, which is the lighter wine, Primitivo, and then all the way down to his more full-bodied wines, which is the Vizier and the Viz, the V that he just brought out this year. So
So if I'm coming up to you and I'm saying, okay, don't know a lot about wine, but want to know a little bit more. I don't even know what I like, but I'm sure I like something.
I'm sure, everyone likes something. I would probably have you try the Primitivo first. It's a little bit lighter, has just a little bit more of a kick spice to it, and then the Zens are always a favorite as well.
Okay.
And we have two different types of Zinfandel, the 2016 and the Reserve, which is a little bit sweeter.
Okay. Yeah. So what brings out the spice, or what makes a spice? Oh,
gosh.
hello. I hope that was a balloon.
I think that's a. Yeah, somebody's shooting things,
Yeah.
firecrackers. That's probably the best question for Alex. I know he puts his personal.
Oh, so it's a little trade secret there. Okay,
yeah,
okay, fair enough. That's
into
fine.
everything.
That's fine.
So
Okay.
yeah, and he doesn't even tell me that. So.
So we're 2022. What year is a good year right now that we should be uncorking and would be really enjoying right now?
I think the 2016 is really good. The Zinfandel 2016 of his, is really good. The Viz that he just opened up as well, and that's the 2018 is a really good year as
Okay, so maybe like, I guess it depends, right? 6 years. Like we're going to give it a couple of years. Okay, all right.
Let it sit for a little bit.
What's maybe the farthest back right now that we say, yeah, we're pretty good, but we probably wouldn't want to go much farther than that back then?
Probably 2014. But
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are there very many 2014 bottles? I can't imagine that there are many around.
No.
Just finish the wine. Just drink the wine and finish the wine. That's fine. How about a favorite for you? What's your favorite that you like?
I actually like the V that he just brought out is brand new, and I love that. Of course, right now I'm drinking the mulled wine. So
Yes, and again, I think I'm going to find some here in a little bit because it feels nice and warm, or it sounds like it's going to be nice and warm. So that's great. Well, thanks so much for joining us. Anything else that us non-wine connoisseurs should know? Just if we're getting started or basic, or maybe the advanced folks out there would like to know about your guys' wine that makes it unique.
Yeah, well, Szabo, he's Hungarian. All his wines are from that European area. That he really keeps it authentic. And our tastings are Friday, Saturday, Sunday during the day, and of course we're open for all the Victorian Christmases. So,
Awesome.
Yeah.
So website, phone number, how can folks find you online?
Website's probably the best, Szabo Vineyards, and come on in. Come into the store and hang out with us and have a glass of wine.
Yeah, can't really taste online. You got to come in and actually try it.
You just have to taste it.
And where are you guys located at again?
Broad Street, right next to the hat shop, right next to the New York Hotel.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us. We're going to go to a commercial here in just a little bit. Where we're watching a car back up here and hopefully not knock down our camera. There we go. That's what it is, of being in the middle of it all. We're in the middle of it, folks. So we will take a commercial. We'll be right back. And we are back. Thanks so much for joining us here at the Victorian Christmas here in Nevada City. My name is Chris Quant. I am your host for the evening. Joining me today is Brittany. Thank you so much for joining us. Now, who are you? What brought you here? Are you representing anybody? What brings you here?
So I'm the gallery owner of Brittany Davis Gallery on Broad Street.
Well
in
named.
Nevada City.
I love it. We literally did not talk anything before we went on the air. I'm just like, we are going to find this all out on the air. We're just going to have a conversation. So that is fantastic. So this is a gallery. Now, you're the main artist, I'm guessing, or tell me a little bit about the gallery.
I am one of the artists,
Okay.
but I have themed exhibits that rotate every 6 weeks with about 10 to 15 artists.
Okay. Fantastic. Now, first of all, I want to hear about the kind of art that you do, and then I'd love to hear about some of the artists that you invite to be in the gallery.
Yeah, mainly right now I do abstract paintings, and the artists I have in the gallery is a wide mix of sculptors, painters, photographers, ceramics.
Okay, great. Now, where do you find the artists to be in the gallery? Is this something where you invite them, or they come to you, or a little bit of both?
A little bit of both. Meeting lots of new artists
Okay.
that are local, which is great. And then I have artists I've worked with before in Southern California.
Okay. Okay, so is that where you came from in Southern California and then came up here? Okay, well, what brought you up here? I'm so curious.
The beautiful nature, the town,
Yeah.
very cute, nice and quiet, no traffic,
Yeah.
and it's a nice change from LA.
Okay, so how did you find out about Nevada City? Was there something that you heard it from somebody, or just doing some research online?
So I actually grew up going to Tahoe City often.
Okay.
And a couple summers ago, I did a round the United States road trip. My last stop
nice.
was Nevada City.
Oh, nice.
And I fell in love with it.
Okay.
So
okay.
Here I am.
So how long have you been here now?
About a year.
A year. Okay. Okay. So you're kind of finding your way around. What's some of the favorite things that you've discovered in the last year that you've been here?
Definitely the river.
Okay.
I love hiking. I have a horse up here, so we just like to explore and being in
Nice.
nature. Grass Valley, downtown, Nevada City, all the shops that are
Yeah,
great.
yeah. Oh, it's so cool. Now, as you're getting to know people here, connecting with other businesses, are you working with other businesses here? Kind of, how's the reception been here since you've been?
Everyone's been very nice. Still, meeting people slowly, but it's been great.
Yeah. So, is this your first Victorian Christmas, or have you?
It is,
okay.
actually.
Give me your thoughts on it. I'm so curious for somebody who's been here for the first time.
I love it. I love seeing all the different vendors, the musicians, all the food. Really, all the people coming into town is great.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, do you get to talk to a lot of people from out of town, or a lot of locals, or both?
It's both, yeah.
Do you consider yourself a local yet, or you're just like, I'm still settling in here?
I mean, I feel like a bit of both still because I'm experiencing things for the first time.
Yeah.
And
Okay. Yeah, great. So going back to the gallery now, we're going to shift gears here a little bit and go back to the gallery. Now, is that something that is open all the time? Or tell me a little bit about the gallery, the space, your hours, and do you do it? Are there volunteers or people that work there?
Some of the artists work there. I mainly run it, and it's usually open Friday to Mondays
Okay.
or special events.
Okay, great. Now, is the artwork for sale, or is it just for viewing, or
For sale.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, nice. So if somebody's looking to come in and just be inspired, what would do you say, like, hey, just take in the whole store or the gallery, or just come here and just absorb it, just look and see what inspires you?
Yeah, well, one of my favorite things to do is curating.
Okay.
So when I get a new show in, the way it's laid out is for the experience of the viewers. So I hope whether someone finds something they love and want to take home, or just wants to look at each piece and be inspired by something, that it takes them on a journey around the space.
Okay. And tell me about your background. Like, what drew you to art? How did you get started? How are you maintaining your skills and even improving on them?
Yeah, I went to art school in San Francisco for sculpture. I ended back in LA, where I had a variety of galleries, pop-up shows, also in Ojai.
Okay.
And so between all of that, working with hundreds of artists over the years, that helped with my skills of curating
Nice.
and meeting artists.
Okay. Now, do you have any guest artists from out of town that come up, or is it pretty much all locals that you like to display and work with?
Because I have a strong connection to Southern California, I still have a handful in there.
Okay. And people are willing to, they travel up? Do they stay up here? Do they get to show off the art, or how does it, do they ship it up here? How does that work?
All of the above,
Okay.
actually. Some
Yes,
drive up,
yes.
some ship it.
Okay.
It all depends.
Okay. Okay. So what's maybe some of your, I don't know, what art that is your favorite? It sounds like you get to do a lot, but do you have a favorite medium or form that you work in, or?
I'm very drawn to a wide variety of mediums.
Okay.
I find beauty in different things, but I do like uplifting, colorful art in general.
Okay. Now, is it all abstract, or is it I don't want to say landscapes. I don't want to reduce it to that, but maybe is it more abstract, or do you just take different inspiration from different forms?
It's usually a mixture, so depending on the theme, there might be more wild animals or still lifes, things like that, or abstract.
Okay. What's maybe your favorite piece that you didn't do that you've seen come through the gallery that just really stood out to you? I know I'm putting you on the spot here with that. So I'm like, think, stall.
So Debbie Corbell, that's an LA-based artist, but she makes really stunning sculptures that are assemblage pieces, and also mixed with clay and resin, and they're one of my favorites.
Okay, awesome. So for an art novice like myself, my cousin's an artist, and I'm so in awe of y'all and how you can create. It just seems like something out of nothing. It really is, to me, like probably the purest form of the creative process. How would you talk to somebody who's walking into the gallery to really maybe stop and take time to appreciate what they're seeing, and even maybe try and interpret what they're seeing? Or should I try and interpret what I'm seeing?
That's an interesting question, to answer. I think it needs to be a piece that you're drawn to in some way. So if you want to learn about the process of how it was made, what the artist's inspiration was behind it, maybe you feel something towards it, and it takes you to a place that the artist had no intention, but that's great for you. So individual experience.
Yeah, okay. Well, it has been a delight to talk to you, Brittany. Thank you so much. So if people want to find you, are you online? The phone number?
Instagram.
Okay, Instagram. Makes
website.
sense. Okay.
Brittany Davis Gallery.
Cool. And you're right in town here?
Right, 408 Broad Street.
Okay, fantastic. And you've been there for about a year now?
6 months.
6 months, okay.
Yes.
Well, we are so excited to see the gallery grow and develop, and thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Awesome. Well, we are going to go to a commercial break here. We will be back in just a bit. Thanks for staying tuned. And welcome back to Victoria Christmas here in Nevada City. Nevada County Media here. We are set up out on the street. Everybody is walking by. My name is Chris Quant. I am your host for today. And I have another friend joining me here that just kind of was walking by. What's your name?
My name is Albert.
Albert, hold that mic up nice and close. We want to hear your great voice. So is this your first time at Victorian Christmas? Have you been here? You look like you're a pro.
Yeah, I've been here.
You've been here before.
Yes.
So this isn't your first rodeo. So Albert, can I ask how old are you?
I am 7.
You're 7, okay. And I hear there's some people on the other side of the camera here who want a shout out. Do you want to give a shout out to any other family members that are here who are waving? Our studio audience is waving. I hear. So we've got, who do we have here? Is that mom? Is that your mom there?
That is my mom.
And what's her name?
Her name is Jess.
Jess, and is that your dad right
Yes.
behind her? And what's his name?
Isaac.
Isaac, and then little big sister here. She's older than you. What's her name?
Her name is Iris.
Iris. Hi, Iris. How are you? Oh, thanks so much for joining. So hold that mic up right there, right by your face, Albert. That's awesome. So do you know how many Victorian Christmases you've been to? Have you just been coming here just as long as you can remember?
Yes.
It's been a while. So do you guys have a tradition? Is there a favorite thing that you like to do when you're coming to Victorian Christmas?
Nope.
Nope.
We just walk around randomly.
Okay, but tell me, there is food? Because I see your sister's eating a candy cane. Do you guys get any food while you're here?
Yes.
Okay, what's your favorite food that you've had here? Because I smell the caramel corn, and I got to tell you, I got to have some of that caramel corn.
Yeah.
Do you like that?
Yeah. Yes.
Do you get any candy? Candy canes?
Yes.
Yeah. How about the music? Have you sang any solos yet? Did the carolers ask you to sing any songs with them?
No.
Okay. All right. Well, tell me about this jacket. This is a snazzy jacket. Is this yours or did you rent it?
No, I got it. It's mine.
It's yours. And the hat. Talk me through the hat.
I got this for my birthday.
You got it for your birthday? Is that something that you asked for your birthday?
Nope.
Oh, really? No. They just said Albert needs a really snazzy hat, and it is coming in real handy
This is
today.
actually my Thanksgiving outfit.
Your Thanksgiving outfit?
I had I was wearing kind of exactly this.
I love it. I gotta tell you, I wish I had a jacket like that when I was your age. You certainly stand out in a crowd, my friend. Hey, talk to me about your Thanksgiving. What did you guys have for Thanksgiving?
Okay, so we had turkey, honey roasted ham, cucumbers. Green beans.
Yeah?
The green beans happened to be cold.
You gotta wait for the turkey to come out.
Nobody cared to heat them up.
Oh, all right, fair enough. How about dessert? Talk me through dessert.
Okay, so there was pumpkin pie, cherry pie, apple pie, ice cream.
Oh, what kind of ice cream? Vanilla or?
Vanilla.
Okay.
Yeah, mostly just vanilla.
Did you try all of the pies or just one of the pies? Or
Just
none
one
of
of the pies.
Okay, and which one was that?
The pumpkin pie.
Pumpkin pie? Okay.
I'm not a fruit pie guy.
Oh, okay. Not a fruit pie guy. I'm not either. I'm with you. Except apple pie.
Yeah.
I think I like apple pie.
Apple pie is good.
But I'll tell you what, I could eat pumpkin pie every day and twice on Sunday. How about you? Probably until I'm sick. Awesome. So, hey, do you guys have any Christmas traditions or holiday traditions that you do every year that your family does?
No.
Is this one of them?
Nope.
Nope. What does Christmas look like for you guys? Have you guys got your tree yet?
Yeah, we just got it yesterday.
Oh, you got it. Did you decorate it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So it's all ready to go. So what's your job decorating the tree?
So I help put up the lights.
Yeah?
I help decide what tree.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
I help set it up, and I help my dad get a bolt that fell into the bottom of
into
it.
the little pan there where the water is? Okay. I bet you could reach down there real nice and you can get right in there?
I had to stick my hand in there.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my gosh. Do you have a favorite ornament that you like to put out that's just Albert's ornament? Yeah?
It's this one with that was like checkers.
Yeah?
And I drew a very small smiley face on one.
Oh, nice. So it's one that you made.
Yeah.
And you put it up every year?
I I bought it and then I made it. I bought
Okay.
it and then I customized it.
Oh, nice. You tricked out your ornament. I like it. Very cool. Okay, so what are your Christmas traditions? Can you tell me what you're hoping to get for Christmas this year?
Okay. I actually have no idea.
You have no idea?
I don't care what I get.
Oh, you don't care what you get, so you just want to be surprised.
Yeah.
All right, so
I never have anything in mind.
okay, all right. So let's say if you unwrapped a new Lego set, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you do Legos? Do you have any favorite Legos?
Yes.
Okay. Do you watch Lego Masters at all? Oh my gosh, you got to check out Lego Masters. It's a Lego building competition. Ask your parents about it. It's on TV. Yeah.
I watched this thing where it's like stop motion and they recreate like World War One, World War Two.
No way.
Out of Legos.
No way. Is that on YouTube?
Yeah.
You got to tell me about that. I got to check that out. I love history. I love Legos and I love history. I should check it out. How did you find out about that?
Scrolling through YouTube.
Scrolling through. Hold that microphone up. Nice.
I was scrolling through YouTube.
Yeah.
And then I just what's that?
Okay.
And I just clicked on it. I'm like, who cares?
Who cares? Hey, but it got your interest, right? So you're watching all the videos.
Yeah.
That's great. Well, hey, can you say Merry Christmas to everybody in the camera here and a Happy New Year?
Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Awesome. Albert, thank you so much for joining me. It's been so nice to have you here. You and your red Nikes. I love those red Nikes that go with your jacket there. Great job. Awesome.
My mom got these Nikes from New York.
From New York?
I think that's correct.
Okay.
Yeah, that might not be correct, but it might be correct.
I don't remember seeing any pair of Nikes like that around here, so I believe that they're from New York. So that is awesome. All right. Real quick, before we go to commercial, what's your favorite subject in school? History? Now that you got the Lego channel with history?
I actually have no idea.
Okay, that's fine. You're young still.
Wait, does PE count?
PE counts. PE totally counts.
PE.
Yeah, I'm with you. PE. Okay. Any favorite games in PE?
Oh yeah, the field hockey.
Field hockey.
Because we did it on like a concrete field.
Yeah.
Concrete driveway.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And you totally
And we used dodgeballs.
Oh, nice. Okay. Fantastic. Oh, that's really awesome. Awesome.
And we used tiny soccer holes.
There you go. That made a ton of fun, I bet.
Yeah.
Awesome. Albert, can I get Knuckles? Thanks for joining me, man. Appreciate it. Thanks so much for joining. Oh, did you want to say one more thing?
Yeah.
Before we go to commercial? Say it now.
Fist bump.
Fist bump.
Snail.
I love it. Let's do it one more time. There we go. Snail. Love it. All right. Albert, thank you so much. We're going to go to commercial. We'll be back in just a bit. Albert, can you say Merry Christmas?
Merry Christmas.
Awesome. We'll see you in a bit.